looks great in 60 OFVR, does it not?
I'm Diana.
I'll take you to your headset.
Someone likes to play VR games.
VR games are our stock and trade. Yes, okay. I know we fucked up with Hitman 3 on PSVR 1 in years. We screwed the pooch completely with the PC port, but the MetaQuest version was okay. We added motion controls. And the reception was warmer, shall we say.
But you dumped down the graphics and level design.
That's true. So we have gone back to the Hitman trilogy for PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2, and retooled the VR experience. This is the ultimate way to play Hitman in VR.
Tell me, what did it feel like?
Playing bad VR ports.
Random. Disordered.
So try this new version. Put it to the test.
Maybe I'm not the only one being tested.
Well, we are here. Basic training starts at 0600 hours. I should leave you to prepare.
VRified Games.
What's up, player? Yeah, living that talking head. Coming to you live with Daigo, VRified Games. How we doing, Daigo?
Yeah, how's it going?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. What the hell? Oh, man, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Today we're taking a look at Hitman in VR.
Oh, come on, man. No, get me off this game, man. Get the dang headset off. Turn off your PS5. Throw it in the bin, man.
No,
Hey.
hold on, Ed. Relax.
You relax, man. What you doing playing this?
Well, it did win VR Game of the Year, just saying, way back in the day.
Yeah, man, it won Game of the Year based on sales because it was a flat game and it had VR. And I used the term very loosely. Tacked on.
Yeah, okay, hold on, man. Could this be a case of third time's the charm?
Oh, what are you getting at, man?
Yeah, this is Hitman World of Assassination VR for PSVR 2. This isn't the same experience that you got on PS4 with PSVR 1 and Hitman VR. This is not that.
Isn't it, though?
Well, yeah, it is and it isn't, and we'll get into it.
So, hey, yo, Daigo.
Yeah.
Tell me, man. We sometimes get asked in the comment section what our daily driver is. Now, I assume our daily driver is that chauffeur guy who brings us to and from the studio and feeds us caviar and all the rest, but that's not what a daily driver is it, man?
No, Ed. Nope, a daily driver is basically the HMD you use on the daily.
Oh.
The one you like the
yeah,
most.
all right. And, okay, and what's your one?
Well, Ed, I actually alternate between two, believe it or not, because they offer different experiences.
Oh?
Yeah. So, first of all, I've got a PSVR 2, which I use for, obviously, PSVR 2 gaming with my PS5, and also for PC, because the OLED panels allow for deeper blacks, and I find a bump in FOV versus my other HMD.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man. And because it's wired, there's also a lot less noticeable compression, a lot less artifacting, and yeah, I like it. Now, out of the box, I found it quite uncomfortable, but we've solved that with Globular Cluster. With their CMP2 comfort mod, it is essentially 3 different head straps in one for your PSVR 2 that you can chop and change to your liking. You get 3 front pads, 3 rear pads, a padded top strap, a cloth top strap, and an adjustable rear pad that'll cup the back of your head. The 3 front pads include a fabric pad to absorb sweat, a cooling PU leather which is soft to the touch on the skin, and an ultra soft pad for your forehead. On the rear, you get the same sweat absorbing fabric pad, a cooling PU leather pad, and a really cooling gel pad covered by silicone. A fantastic combination, and this allows me to game in my PSVR 2 a lot longer than I would with the stock strap. There's also no slipping, no sliding, and I can keep that sweet spot dialed in. The only drawback with my PSVR 2 on PC is the damn wire, Ed. Once you go wireless, it's hard to go back.
Uh-huh.
So back in the day on PS4 with PSVR 1, Hitman 3 got VR support.
Uh-huh. VR support. That's what you want to call it. Okay.
Nah, come on, it did. Albeit in a very lazy, tacked-on way. I'll give you that. It did get VR support. Just in that day and age, it was lacking in terms of what people were expecting from a AAA title in VR. I mean, this is post Half-Life Alyx. People have certain expectations. And when Hitman 3 released in VR on the PSVR 1, yeah, the reception was lukewarm at best. Sure, it was great to be inside Agent 47's head, see the world from his perspective. That was neat. The entire game was playable, start to finish, in VR. Very, very cool. But there were no VR prompts, no VR gestures, nothing that we had come to expect. All interactions were still a button press. Yes, you had motion control support to a point. You did not have dual controller support as you would have expected at this time. No, you were basically one floating arm. It was bizarre. Very, very bizarre. So, that came and went. People were like, oh, okay. Hitman 3 in VR, it's a bit of a dud. Then it was later announced that the PC version was going to be getting it. Now, the PC version had support for Hitman 1, 2, and 3 as an entire package in VR. And people thought, oh, thank God, okay. Perhaps the issue with Hitman 3 VR on PSVR 1 was down to hardware limitation. Because you have to remember, PSVR 1 was using motion controls from a generation earlier, the PS3 Move controllers, which had outside-in tracking, and, it was based on a completely different system. You needed line of sight with the camera, and the PS Move was intended to compete with Xbox Kinect and Nintendo Wii. It was never intended for VR. It was later repurposed with PSVR 1 in mind. And yes, it did an amicable job, but yeah, there was still a lot of limitations there. So people had assumed, okay, perhaps Hitman 3 VR on PSVR 1 was hampered by that. And now that it was coming to PC VR, perhaps they could make good on some of the issues that were present in Hitman 3 VR.
Yeah, we all know how that turned out. VR Game of the Year, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. The PC version releases, and as promised, you could play every campaign from Hitman 1, 2, and 3 fully in first-person VR, start to finish, but again, you were one floating arm. Again, the button prompts are present. It was so strange. It was like a Vortex experience or something. It wasn't what people were expecting, especially from this high-caliber studio. It seemed like a lazy cash-in to everybody. That's how it appeared. And yes, it got VR Game of the Year, but only because this was a mode on the back of a flat-screen game, which was already essentially 3 tried and trusted games already in one package, repurposed, and sold like hotcakes. And of course, it gets VR Game of the Year, purely based on sales. So, okay, that was it. That was the Hitman 3 VR PSVR 1, Hitman Trilogy VR on PC VR. Same game, nothing new. VR gamers were unhappy. So, okay, the studio goes back to the drawing board, and a number of years pass, and you get Hitman 3 Reloaded on your standalone. And you're like, oh yes, okay, this looks like Hitman has been remade for VR, basically. And that's essentially what it was. And yes, it worked. Hitman 3 Reloaded VR is the entire game. It is in VR. You have track controllers. Yes, it's an improvement. But for every gain, there was a downside. As this was running on standalone hardware, limitations had to be made. So changes to level layouts were made. The graphical style was changed. Some would say toned down, so it could fit on the standalone. But although at its core, it's the same game, it felt lacking. Even with the improvements made in terms of tracking and motion controls and all the rest of it, it lost something in translation, in terms of the graphics, in terms of the level layout, in terms of the charm and puzzle and AI of the original game.
Welcome to Advanced Mission Training. This operation originally took place in Sydney. The target was Calvin Ritter, infamous cat burglar, also known as the Sparrow. You will need to infiltrate the yacht, isolate and eliminate your target, and exfiltrate, all without arousing suspicion. And remember, as an ICA agent, you are the most dangerous person in any room. But blunt force will get you nowhere in this business. And a true assassin never calls attention to himself. Good luck, Initiate.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, strike 2. I think it's time to put Hitman to bed. It's not going to work in VR.
As previous tests have established, you exhibit an unusual level of enhanced sensory perception. Use your instinct now to sense the position and movement of people around you and identify your target.
Oh no, said IOI Studios. Wait for this. PS5, PSVR 2, Hitman World of Assassination in VR.
World of Assassination.
Yeah, well, this is essentially the trilogy again. But it's been enhanced and, it runs on PS5 and...
Sorry, sir. Really can't let you through here.
As suspected, security won't allow you on board in your current outfit. We should avoid confrontation and look for another way in.
Now you got PSVR 2 support. Woohoo!
Oh yeah, but is it the same with the button prompts and the dang motion controls or lack thereof? Or...
Well, Ed, I'm very, very pleased to say that no. This is indeed a case of third time's the charm. This is the game we should have got the first time.
That mechanic is in your way.
Sneak up and subdue him quietly.
This is, honest to God, Hitman in VR. Yeah, you have fully tracked motion controls. You can see your hands, they're there. You can see your body. You have room scale, so you can freely move around. 60 UF head tracking.
You put on his clothes. That's a first. Might just work, though. People do tend to see uniforms, not faces. Be cautious, though. Some people are more observant than others. Not bad, initiate.
Motion controls work as you would expect a VR game to respond. So that's VR weapons, controllable items, prompts, gestures, you name it, it's all there in VR now. Yes, there are still some instances of button presses. Yes, this precision throwing technique that they have it's a little jarring. It's kind of one half traditional button press, the other half throw. It's really strange. It's not as intuitive as I would have liked it to be, but anyway, it's there.
Before you move on, I suggest you hide your tracks. You have a much greater chance of success if your actions go undetected. The toilet should do the trick.
But it is a marked improvement over the previous attempts to get this game. Marked improvement. And the fact that I can play any campaign from the remake trilogy, Hitman 1, 2 and 3, is icing on the cake. Where you could see the failed potential before, now it's all realised, and it's fantastic. This is the game we should have received years ago, I might add.
Right. They won't find him anytime soon.
And it's unprecedented that the studio gets 3 goes to get something right, but they've done it, and I'm pleased to say they have gotten it right. Kudos to you guys. You know, it's been a long road, but we got there.
People in uniform should get you access through the staff entrance. Just act normal.
Hey, what's up?
Hitman World of Assassination in VR is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the greatest title that you can get on PSVR 2 right now. It really and truly is bang for its buck.
Hold on. That mechanic with his back turned? He's what we call an enforcer. He knows his crew and he'll see right through your disguise, so stay out of his line of sight. You're in. Well done, Initiate. Right, now for the tricky part. Start by locating your target. Intel suggests he's around the bar area.
Curated with so much.
This is a AAA game. It's 3 games in one, in fact. Playable start to finish in VR. It is what you would expect of VR games. So any thoughts or preconceptions you may have based on Hitman 3 VR, Hitman Trilogy VR, Hitman 3 Reloaded VR, cast it aside. This is not that. And, well, yes it is, but it's actually what it should have been originally. So I can confidently say that finally you can play Hitman in VR. So I guess we're going to leave it there, you guys. Like, comment and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying in the future, put those down below and we will presumably get back to you eventually. You can also follow us on TikTok for our adventures over there, which are basically condensed versions of what we do over here. And yeah, follow us on all social medias. All links will be in the descriptions, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you there also. Alright, VRified Games out.
Y'all, listen up. Exclusive deal time. If y'all in the market for a Meta headset, accessory, or game from the store, check out our affiliate links in the description for some money off on those bad boys. Not only will you get a sweet little discount on any of the sales, but we also get a little something, you know what I mean? It'd be much appreciated. Help the channel out. Thanks, y'all. Yeah.